The Hawks and the Phoenix square off in an interesting game. It's only round 2, but the Phoenix have been busy, of course, on the road Thursday night. A loss to Cairns up in far north Queensland. They're on the travel again here. They're playing against Illawarra, who have only played the one game this season. They're on a 7-day rest schedule. So it's the rested versus the weary. And I like the Hawks at home to get the job done. It should be a game where they're up and down. And Sam Frolling's the man I want to hone in on. He needs to be big, maybe even 20 plus for him in this one. The Phoenix and the Hawks, enjoy.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Way to start. NBL24. High degree of difficulty. Tyler Harvey. Big time finish. Tyler Cook. Oh, hand. Slams it down and wants to tell Alex Sarr all about it. Robinson blocks Noy. Oh, wow. He kicks it out for Blanchfield. Got it.
And he man. Getting the home crowd up and about. Love it.
Time for air. Ben Air at the three-quarter time buzzer.
Week 2, Hungry Jack's NBL continues from Wollongong, high above the Wynn Entertainment Centre, where the fans are gathering for their beloved Hawks off a first-up loss to Sydney. And today the opposition is Southeast Melbourne Phoenix themselves, hoping to bounce back from defeat. Inside the sandpit, another good crowd is building. The Mitsubishi Motors ladder has two teams hoping to motor up that ladder. Southeast Melbourne 1 and 2 very early on. The Hawks, as I mentioned, first up losers and out to bounce back today. Good afternoon, Matt Russell alongside Brad Rosen. Brad, as we just saw, the Hawks sitting last again after being bottom last season. You don't expect them to stay there, do you?
No, I don't. I think they've got a nice mix and I like what they've been able to build in the off-season. I think they'll learn from last week and I think today we'll see a different team.
Their coach, Jacob Jacomas, last week after the Kings loss said, I need more out of my main men and I also have to be better. I have to sub better. I have to control my emotions. What did you make of those comments?
Yeah, I think he does need more out of his more men, but I think to get that, you need more minutes for them as well. He got 12 in the game very early in that quarter, and I think right now he will take that. He will give more minutes to his stars because they need to produce today.
They also need more out of Gary Clark with his NBA experience, first year in Australia. But Dan Greeter last week, off the bench, a real spark plug for them. 14 points, 7 rebounds, 14 minutes. Does he give them more today? Justin Robinson here. Well, last week, 12 points, 4 assists, none of 5 shooting. He has to be better, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I thought he was good, but good is not great enough now. He needs to be great every night for them. I think his energy is great. We saw that in the preseason when he's up and down the court to be able to give his guys and shooters the looks. I think that's what he needs to create tonight.
I mentioned Dan Greeter's numbers. Do you expect him to get more minutes tonight?
100%. The fact that he was on minutes restriction throughout the off-season will go out the window tonight. 14 points in 14 minutes. He was their spark plug. They need that again from him tonight. I expect a lot more minutes.
Mike Keary, plenty of NBL experience as a player and as a coach. Here he is in his first year leading Southeast Melbourne 1 and 2. He knows how to handle this situation, but he's also got a tricky injury situation to handle because Alan Williams is out with that knee problem and Tyler Cook on Thursday night in Cairns picked up that nasty eye injury. Now, we spoke to Mike Kelly and Mike said that all indications are the eye will be fine despite this scary moment, but still no idea when Tyler will be back in their rotation. So they're a bit skinny when it comes to big men. Mitch Creek needs to come up big this evening.
He needs massive minutes. He needs massive production tonight. Between Creek, Cummings and Brown, I think at a minimum they need 80 points because you know Illawarra are going to come out here tonight firing. That's the man who will lead them, but he needs good support.
Gary Brown might be one player to support him. His second season in the NBL, rock solid numbers year 1. Where does he go this season?
Loved him year 1, 30 minutes. He had 12 points, 6 assists and 4 rebounds a game. They need that from him tonight, plus more.
And you know what? He saved some of his best for Illawarra last season. 5 of 6 threes in 2 games against the Hawks. 18 assists, 8 first up, 10 second time around, and he combined in those 2 games to help the Phoenix beat the Hawks by a combined 73 points. Brad Rosen, can they do something similar this evening?
They certainly can. I love what they're producing. You look at the bench here. They're all in it. Their imports up and in. The bench has come off. The starters have come on. They're giving hugs. They're talking to each other. They're saying, we're going to get this win tonight, and they're pumped. Matty, Illawarra, last thoughts.
Big night for these men. Their general manager of basketball, Matt Campbell, was a great 3-point shooter. He was also a straight shooter today. Asked about their first up loss to Sydney and what playing in undermanned southeast Melbourne means to them today. He said it's a grand final come early. We simply have to win. Here are your callers, Joel Peterson, Peter Hooley and Damon Lowry.
Thanks, Matty. Thanks, Brad. You're always up to something, the boys. And we're set for a tip-off here. It's a big game for the Hawks. Equally big game for the Phoenix, who are undermanned as detailed. Hitch Creek and Sam Froling to tip us off. And the Hawks will start with the Rock and Damon Lowry. They need a much improved performance from this time last Saturday.
They do. Everybody's been talking about how they played 22 guys last week, so they need to get their rotations right, and I think they need to give their major players major minutes. As Brad was saying earlier, I need a big game out of Sam Froling tonight.
Here's Harvey to start things off. Trying to work on Mitch Creek. Beats the shot clock buzzer and Froling tips it in.
Exactly, a great start there for Sam Froling, and the Phoenix are extremely thin in that big man department. Reece Vay getting the start, and you're right, Sam Froling's got to be there early and often. Throw him the rock as well, don't just make him get on the glass. Had 11 rebounds last game. He's already got 2 to start this one.
Brown with the steal, trying to wrap it around underneath for Vague, who still hasn't scored so far in this season. Robinson with some moves. Down low to Greeter, who went for a little bit of a walk. So Harvey, Robinson, Clark, Greeter and Froling, the starting 5 for Illawarra. For the Phoenix, it's Kenyon, Cummings, Brown, Vague and Creek. So Reece Vague gets the start instead of Tyler Cook.
And Reece Vague, as you said, he's 0 for NBL24, but so I'm expecting him to contribute a whole lot more than what he has so far. And on the other side, okay, as Gary Brown starts to proceed with a nice triple, Daniel Greeter gets the start after a very good game last week.
Robinson going all the way and getting inside.
Super high on Justin Robinson and what he can do. I mean, he's had that stint in the NBA. Gary Brown tries to get another one to go down. He's no good there. But Justin Robinson is going to be their engine room. They've got Tyler Harvey, they've got Sam Froling, but he's an excitement machine.
We're up and back early. Both teams are out and running.
I'm not sure if that's going to play into the Phoenix hands because they are undermanned as Mitch Creek goes all the way for 2. They are thin on the bench. Craig Moller is in after missing the Thursday night game with a virus, but they are still extremely thin in the bench.
Starting on the bench, Craig Moller. So he's not out there in that starting lineup. Clark can't hit from downtown. And Phoenix back the other way. It went down to Cairns by 7 points. They probably made that look pretty respectable late. It was a bigger margin than that, save a few threes from Ben Air late in that game as Brown scoops to the hoop and can't get it to go.
Sam Froling is just eating glass right now. 3 rebounds already in this one.
Kicks it out to Greer.
Picking up right where he left off. Daniel Greeter, nice extra pass by Sam Froling. Greeter's playing with a lot of confidence and no minute restrictions apparently, so it's good to see him being aggressive early.
3 of 3 from downtown on the young season for Dan Greeter. Here's Creek from outside. He splashes one in. They're trading triples, these 2 teams early doors.
Everybody likes to say all the elite scorers, both past and present, say this is the best place to shoot. Sandpit. He's getting a good start here.
Pete, if there was ever a game for the pit bull from Horsham, Mitch Creek, to go for a 30-piece, it's today, right?
Oh, he had 46 last year down in Terralgan. Might have to repeat that. You'd expect, unless he asks for a sub, he's going to play nearly every minute.
Here's Clark, you know, the experience, the NBA presence that he brings to the table. Froling underneath. Cummings was in there to knock the ball loose and picks up another foul.
It's good to see them going inside to Sam. I like to see Sam catching the ball a little bit deeper, closer to the ring. He gets himself off the block, and the help defense is there. And as soon as he puts the ball on the floor, the help is already ready. They're coming to strip him, so he's got to be careful with that. The closer he gets to the basket, the tougher he is.
And immediately subbed here. Reece Vake just lasted the 3 minutes. I thought he defended that pretty well from Sam Froling. Craig Moller coming in, playing the 5 spot. So they are just incredibly undersized. And no Tyler Cook. There's a foul on Matt Kenny and another one. So Craig Moller getting the task on Sam Froling. He was matched up with Chris Golding in the first game.
The Hawks have got decent depth in that front court too. Of course, they've got Froling to chuck out there, but they've also got Lockie Olbrich. We know that he can do some great things, and that could be a bit of a weapon for them tonight. Here's the depth they've got in the front court as Froling rolls to his right hand, absorbs some contact and lays it home.
This is the go-to, this is the plan. Get the ball to Sam. Now, I always said that Sam could be that Chris Bosh of the NBL. He's got to be more aggressive. He puts the ball on the floor here. Craig Moller isn't known for his nimbleness, I guess, on defense. Has some injuries with his knees. So this is a perfect matchup for Sam. Another guy who I don't see any reason why he can't get a 30-piece tonight, Pete.
Oh, if you're the Hawks, you just keep going to the well and see what the Phoenix are going to do. And no surprise that Mike Kelly, they tried to throw a little double team with Will Cummings coming in, but he got called for a foul. Just going to try and throw a bunch of different things out there.
Benaire out there to replace Cummings with the early foul trouble. Creek turns the corner and has a reach in on Mitch Creek. The Phoenix getting to the free throw line at the #1 rate in the league early in this season. Unfortunately, they're not doing all that much else at a high level. Let's go courtside. Brad Rosen.
I'm just watching Mike Kelly here talk to Cummings. He is so frustrated that he got 2 fouls there. He knows that they need him in the game. I'm just looking at their bench. Normally it comes all the way down. This poor Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, so injury prone. They've only got 6 here. I'm throwing it out to Halls. What do you think they're going to be able to do now with limited scorers being able to get on the court? They need role players.
Well, they do, and again, it kind of can work one of 2 ways. Gary Brown, that's going to be a long 2, it looks like it was signalled, but it works one of 2 ways. Either you're missing so much that you just can't get enough points on the board, or Mike Kelly comes into this game saying, we're missing so many points. We'll see that from Tyler Harvey. We're missing so many key pieces. Everybody's going to have a little bit more rope to play with. So normally if you go out there and make a couple of mistakes, you're going to sit. Not tonight. I need everybody to step up. If you miss a couple of shots, make a couple of mistakes, just play through it. I just need everybody to come along for the ride.
So all the more costly then that Cummings picks up 2 early fouls.
No doubt, that definitely hurts them for sure.
You can understand his frustration.
I was going to say happy birthday to Will, too. I'm changing my mind now. No, just kidding. Happy birthday to Will Cummings, but this ain't the kind of birthday present you want, getting yourself in early foul trouble.
31 today. The veteran, so much international experience from Will Cummings as Harvey gets a little push shot to go.
And for all we talk about on the offense and scoring enough points, defensively they're going to have to find a way to get some stops because Sam Frolings looks like he can have his own way, but Tyler Harvey getting downhill and just as the same. The Illawarra Hawks and for Jacob Jackomas. I think, Damon, you're high on. I spoke a little bit about how well they recruited in the off-season and how good things can happen. That's just nothing too easy. But if they want to be successful, if they want to play finals basketball, they need to be better defensively than what we saw last week and what we've seen in the first 4.5 minutes.
Absolutely. This is a dangerous team, the Phoenix, considering they're so wounded. And as we know, nobody cares. But they're playing with almost a recklessness that says, what else do we really have to lose? And Mitch Creek in this situation is very dangerous because every time he touches the ball, he's going to look to score.
It's going to be a Phoenix ball going back the other way. Matt Russell's courtside for us.
I wonder whether we see a more composed Illawarra Hawks this afternoon. They felt like they overcooked last week. They were too amped, desperate to start on a high note after such a rotten campaign last season and against the Sydney Kings. Speaking to a number of Hawks, they feel like this week they've been far more composed, much more settled in training. I wonder whether it translates to the court.
And we spoke a bit about their rotations throughout the week. Last week they got a lot of players through in the first quarter. Justin Robertson is one of their key guys. Damon, I know you're high on this in first quarter rotation. I don't know why he's got to be subbed out at 5-minute mark into the first quarter where he's looked like he's the one pushing the pace. He's made a couple of plays at the rim, a couple of assists.
I see your Justin Robinson, and I raise you Sam Froling. Like, again, I don't want to sit here and just nitpick all day, but you're leaving me no choice.
We've had
Good to see Lachlan Albrook on the court early. Sorry, Joe.
We've got 16 players out there, and we're just over halfway through the opening term. Here's a 3-ball from Gary Clark.
That's going to be really helpful for his confidence, Gary Clark. He was sick before the blitz. so much so he was bedridden for a week. He felt better the one day, and Jacob said, great, you're playing. And that was the same night he was trying to get his wind back. But you're right, Damon, I hadn't even noticed that Sam Froling as well subbed out of the game. It baffles me. I'm confused as to the two guys who looked like they were on the front foot with Tyler Harvey that had some advantages, and they're both going to sit down.
We're going to have to embrace our confusion, Pete.
Lee to Clark, who's called for an offensive foul.
A huge game for Illawarra. They've lost their last 8 in a row at home.
Last win, the 5th of December last year.
There you go, Damon. Illawarra Hawks at home have not won this calendar year.
Ouch. As the unofficial spokesman of the Illawarra Hawks, even though I'm being very non-biased and professional right now, that's a damn shame.
Unfortunately, the first part of that sentence retracts the last part of that sentence. Makes you incredibly biased.
Here's Ben-Air getting up the floor. Olbrich did enough to affect that shot, so some more changes with Peatley and Olbrich out there. Harvey back into the game. That one rattles around and out. Lockie Olbrich pulls it down and puts it back in.
A lot to like about LO. Lockie Olbrich runs the floor. Great size, 6'10", 6'11", has a good nose for the ball. So if Jacob is going to sub like this, because you got to figure the Phoenix are probably not going to sub much. If you can just keep running bodies at them, you can probably wear them down a lot quicker.
Well, I think Phoenix is going to have to just get some bodies out of it. 4 bench players currently on right now with Tyler Harvey for Illawarra. Mark Copeland spoke about on overtime, saying there was just way too many players to hit the floor in the first quarter. Todd Blanchfield's ready to check in on the sideline as well.
Almost another rebound. They were +6 on the glass. Illawarra in the early stages. Cummings goes all the way, lays it home. He'll go to the line for the bonus.
Nice finish by the birthday man. Mike Kelly put Will Cummings back in with the 2 fouls. Will's a veteran. Like, he's not going to foul out of this game. He's too smart, too much of a veteran. Great job attacking the ring in transition.
3 minutes and 1 second to go in the first quarter. Remember, Damon Lowry said he will not foul out of this game.
And you know my thoughts on guys fouling out. They should be ejected from the stadium.
Saying that for a couple of years now, haven't you?
Anzac Rossetto's in there as well now. So Lee, Robinson, Blanchfield, Peatling and Olbrich, the 5 for Jacob Jackomas. Rossetto, Cummings, Tarangi, Air and Moller out there for the Phoenix.
There's still no sign of AJ Johnson yet, the young next star. We didn't see him last week. It was a DNP CD. Did not play coach's decision. I think a lot of people are expecting we might see him early in this one. We haven't yet.
Todd Blanchfield hangs and hits. The Hawks get another bucket. Let's go down to Matt Russell.
Peter Hooley, I loved your stats that matter on the website as the Phoenix drop a big 3 on the app and the website, stats that matter. There are a couple here that are really pertinent. Southeast Melbourne have won 9 of 13 against Illawarra in their history, so a big advantage to Southeast Melbourne. But on this floor, the Hawks have beaten the Phoenix 3 of 4. Something for both clubs, Pete. What one stands out to you?
Well, I think it's more that the Phoenix, again, they love to shoot the ball. I mean, right now, they're second best. I know it's early in the season, they're shooting the 3-ball just under 40%. This is a great place to shoot. Everybody likes to say they come in here and feel good about themselves, and they're going to have to shoot some threes. That man right there was 1 of 11 so far to start the season before knocking that one down. And his one, I think, was a bank 3 in Cairns on the shot clock. So that's going to feel good for Will Cummings.
You'd love to see that one drop. Here's Robinson at the line. Of course, first time that Justin Robinson has played anyone in an NBL regular season game other than Sydney. He played in the round 1 last year when he did his knee, played 31 minutes. And then, of course, played the opener last week against the Kings. So a taste of something new for Robinson as far as NBL is concerned. Pete, you're very high on his potential and what he can deliver.
Yeah, I saw him firsthand in Summer League running around the Charlotte Hornets, and again, he just looked like he was very comfortable on that floor, and he's obviously had that taste in the NBA previously. Still only 25 years old, so he's got aspirations to make it back to the NBA. I love that as soon as he was able, he said he was going to come back to the NBL for another year because he had unfinished business.
Signed in January, didn't he? So while the season was still going.
Well, and he hung around last year, so he did his knee in that round 1, and so often you see if an import, if that happens, they brought in Peyton Seaver to replace him. He ended up getting hurt as well. But imports will go home or they'll go back to somewhere to rehab. He wanted to hang around the team because they were struggling. We know they only won 3 games, but he really wanted to be there and help out in the locker room. I think it helps he loves the beach as well, though, to be honest.
Why not? Beautiful part of the world. Under 2 minutes remaining in this opening term. Here's Gary Brown. Can't get it to go. Played in both the wins against the Hawks last year and missed the loss to Illawarra as South East Melbourne went 2-1 in their matchups. That one might have come off Tarangi last. In fact, it's going to be a South East Melbourne ball. Justin Robinson can't believe it. Damien Lyons, James Boyer and Nathan Durand, our referees this evening. Robinson still pleading his case.
The other team wants to step up and play some defence first. It's going to go a long way to winning this game. Keep an eye on, we're talking about some numbers and stats. Phoenix averaged just 9.3 assists a game across their first 3.
Had 6 total on Thursday.
And again, when they're down some key players as Cummings back-to-back, that's going to feel good.
That one he banked against Perth, that's all it takes sometimes. Get your confidence up. Now he's 2 for 2.
23 apiece, time ticking down here in this opening term as Lee nails one from downtown. Robinson goes crashing into the referee.
Now, speaking of some elite shooters in the league that we have this year, Yongjong Lee can straight up stroke it from outside.
He reckons he's the best shooter in the league.
That was word for word, verbatim, what he said to me in Vegas. Was running around the Summer League for the 76ers and said, there's some unbelievable shooters in the NBL, and he said, I think I'll be the best one. Have a look at that, though. Just catch and shoot, heavily contested, and Justin Robinson trying to force turnover. Oh. Just takes a bit of frustration out on the call before.
Here's Ruben Tarangi on the take, and good defense at the rim from Peatling and Ulbrich. Robinson the other way. Ulbrich runs the floor, lands awkwardly among that.
And that's not going to be on Ulbrich. That's on Justin Robinson. You've got to know who you're passing the ball to in transition. Unless the big fella's got a wide open dunk, you're putting him in a position where there's going to be some defense back there. He's going to do something he's perhaps not comfortable with. Not saying Lockie Ulbrich can't Euro step finish, but we haven't seen too many of him yet. He
Help him out, yeah.
Kind of throw him in the deep end there as Yongjong Lee's going to hit a 3 and sit down.
Ouch. So 10 players they've used in this opening frame. The Hawks. South East Melbourne's gone through 9-0 and Foxwell, the only Phoenix player not to hit the court as yet. Of course, they're coming on the second leg of a doubleheader this weekend, the Phoenix. Tarangi in the corner. That'll go.
Good hit from Ruben Tarangi. 27% from 3. This is going to do his confidence a world of good because he has, coming off a really good few months of playing, as Justin Robinson tries to answer back. He's now off 6 on the season. Struggled a little bit early, but with key players down, Ruben Tarangi's going to have to step up and score the ball.
2 seconds between shot and game clock. Tied away at 26 apiece. Up and back, first period in the sandpit. Great to have you with us. First leg of a Saturday doubleheader. Gary Brown steps back. That won't go. Creek will keep it alive for the Phoenix. Turn around to beat the buzzer. Not quite. And we're back to where we started at the end of the opening term. 26 apiece. Entertaining start. Harvey Norman replay of some nice ball movement from the Phoenix. And they'll love to see more of that as this game continues. Hawks led by as many as 7 in that opening term, but we go to quarter time tied at 26. Quarter time in Wollongong, first leg of a Saturday night doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL. We've had 8 made three-pointers in the opening frame as South East Melbourne and the Hawks cannot be split. Phoenix 5 of 9 from downtown, the Hawks 3 of 6. So plenty of Mitsubishi Motors threes in the opening term. Fans celebrating with the Mitsubishi Motors three-pointer foam hands. A range of prizes up for grabs every week, including a brand new Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. Great to have the support of Mitsubishi Motors with us throughout the season in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Great to have you with us as well on this Saturday evening, wherever you're enjoying it. NBL action in round 2. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Damon Lowry, Matt Russell and Brad Rosen courtside, 26 apiece. The Hawks and the Phoenix. The Hawks looking for their first win of the season. The Phoenix looking for their second on the second leg of a road doubleheader this weekend. Cummings gets inside and gets it to go.
That is 13 points for Will, the birthday man. And if you're the Wollongong Hawks, sorry, Illawarra Hawks, you're not happy with giving up 26 points, but it's at 55%. Everything is just too easy as Justin Robinson gets another layup. The pace of this game, it looks like it might suit the Hawks. But because you don't know what's really going to happen from possession to possession, I feel more comfortable now watching the way the Phoenix is going about it as opposed to how the Hawks is going about it.
It's been up and back in the early stages. Of course, the coach's addresses at quarter time, always critical. Matt Russell can update us on some of that.
Joel, Jacob Jacomas pointed out that before the Ruben Tarangi three-pointer, the Phoenix had only had 3 scorers. He said, you know who's going to shoot the ball, apply yourself defensively. Brad Rosen, what was said at the Phoenix end of the floor?
Well, prior to Mike Kelly coming into the huddle, there was a lot of talk by all the players, and they were very happy with the way they're playing. The main thing Mike then said, he said, we can get a 3 anytime we want. It's real easy, but let's get the ball to the hoop, and then if it's not on, kick to the wide open 3. He was very happy.
Bit of a contrasting style. I mean, I like the way, as I said, they're shooting the ball really well to start. NBL24, second best percentage-wise. Last year, NBL23, they were last in the league in made threes, just 8 per game. They have always been designed to be high on the offensive end and shoot a lot of threes. But it's interesting, we talked a lot about rotation statement in that first quarter. Sam Froling had his way when he was on the floor, played just 4.5 minutes in the first quarter. Not a nice.
You're going to make me fall off this chair, Pete. He's 100% from the field.
Mitch Creek with the second free throw here. The crowd are hungry. It's dinner time in Wollongong. Mitch Creek says not today.
Not on my watch.
I don't know if you're going to signal it too early. It's early in the game.
Mitch Creek says no burgers, not at this stage. Justin Robinson trying to make a move. Beautiful cross-court pass. Peatling's in the corner. That won't go.
Okay, yes, Mason Peeling is open for 3, but Sam Froling is 100% from the field, and he's got Reese Vade guarding him. We're complicating things, Pete.
They can't hit from outside.
2 good looks now for Reese Vade. That's what he's brought in to do. Went to play in Japan. Stretch the floor. Got to keep shooting with confidence. Got to knock that down. Take some pressure off the rest of the Phoenix.
Still scoreless. 0 from 3 so far this season. Reese Vade didn't attempt a shot on Thursday. Justin Robinson, you know, will put plenty up, and Froling keeps it alive. Swat of the bullock underneath. Hammers it home.
Justin Robinson feels like there's a lid on that from deep. He's got 6 points from the field, but he's still struggling to hit from outside.
+6 on the glass. The Hawks. Creek to the spin move. Beautiful.
You got your hands full today with Mitch Creek. He knows that he has got to go off for big numbers, and he's going to be super aggressive. And Mason Peeling and everybody, Gary Clark was already in foul trouble with 2. As Tyler does what he does best. His float game is elite.
He's got 3 field goals now, Tyler Harvey, and all 3 of them in the exact same. Driving to his left hand, but the floater's off the wrong foot. Very unorthodox, but not for him. Crowd called there trying to guard Gary Brown.
Got a big bag of tricks, doesn't he, Tyler Harvey?
Where we go, Nathan?
Look at it here. Drop off the swipe of the board. As easy as you like. And a lot of Phoenix players looking around saying who's got who. Doesn't matter after an offensive rebound. Got to get who's closest to you.
They got out-rebounded significantly on Thursday, Pete. the Phoenix. Of course, without Tyler Cook out there, we know that front court's going to be a problem. It's already an issue so far here as well.
And in round one, Illawarra had 18 offensive rebounds, led the league, so they came in feeling good about putting the heat on the offensive glass. They've got 3 already to go with this one.
Here's Cummings in the open floor, lays it home.
As Will Cummings just completely takes Swaka's lunch money in the open court. So Ronnie is the backup point guard. And decision making. And I like Wani's game when he's playing that 3-and-D kind of role. But when he's the backup point guard,
Okay, we got 2 here, guys.
then
Let's
that's
go,
not
let's
his
go,
area
let's
of strength. Just because you bring the ball up the court, just because you can bounce it across half court does not make you a point guard.
Well, and it looks a little bit like they're trying to figure out who plays where, because you're right. Normally it's going to be either Dan Green on the floor or Swakala Bullock. But we talk about how good they've recruited in the offseason. I thought they had a really good offseason in terms of recruitment, but they have a logjam, especially in that 3 position. And then we see a couple of those. AJ Johnson yet to hit the floor. I expected, you talk about backup point guards, I think that's eventually going to be him. I think he's going to grow into that, hopefully sooner rather than later.
In game 1, we saw Boali Bales, and when we saw Davo Hickey coming in as the backup point.
Yet to see either of those two in this one. But in terms of who's going to be your main backup point guard by the end of the season, I would envision that to be AJ Johnson, but there's only one way he's going to get better, and that's out on the floor. No matter what he does in practice, he has to be on the floor to get better.
Kenyon in the corner, drives inside. Froling gets a hand in there and knocks it away, and they've got runners in the open floor. Swakala Bullock, Harvey in the corner, head fake, fires, yep. Never missing.
Defense leads the offense.
Harvey Norman replay. The Hawks illustrated the break beautifully.
Sam to Wani with extra pass. This is pretty much a layup for Tyler.
Lefty sticks it from the corner. And the Hawks open up a 6-point break. They're led by as many as 7 in the opening term. 39-33. It's been a big week for the NBL. Big ratings boost, record interest, and Matt Russell's got the CEO of the league, Dave Stevenson.
Absolutely, David, you must be delighted with what you're seeing as you travel around the league. Is your aim to get to as many venues as possible in these first few weeks?
Absolutely. I'm trying to get to all 10 in the first 3 weeks, so I think we're on track.
Tomorrow we see more than 16,000 at Kudos Bank Arena for the Kings Championship banner reveal. But week 1 delighted you because of the ratings and the attendances. Just expand on that for us.
Yeah, it was the highest ever opening round attendance in our history, even back to the glory days of the 90s. And our broadcast numbers were up 40%. So the energy, the buzz, it's been amazing.
For those who don't know, this man has worked with Nike, the Western Bulldogs in the AFL. How have you found your first year with the NBL?
It's amazing. I mean, if you think about the buzz of wholesome family, summer, great entertainment, like it's a perfect product, I think.
Congratulations for what you've done already. Good luck going forward. David Stevenson, great to chat.
Thanks so much. Enjoyed it.
Joel.
Thanks, Matty. Thanks to David. You overlay that with an AFL and an NRL Grand Final weekend as well. So there was plenty of sport to choose from, and the NBL got plenty of eyeballs, which was great to see. And of course, going all the way around the world, and the cameraman might want to get off the court there.
He was moving, and I tell you what, I would like. Did you see Brad Rosen moving in the pre-game?
Yes.
He's got some fresh kicks on because he wore the soles out last week with how much he's moving up and down the sideline. We need a Brad Rosen cameraman race.
I'd like to see them play with them. One of yours.
He's invoicing for new shoes every week, Brad, at this stage.
Well, the way they're moving.
Brad was one of the quickest guards in the league without hesitation. I got no hesitation in saying that. Had to chase him around a fair bit.
Got blow through a pair of shoes chasing him, Damon. Here's Creek from outside. He's really getting going, Mitch Creek. Putting him on his back.
If you're the Hawks, you got to look out there and you got to say to yourself, Pete, who is going to beat me? Tyler makes a tough finish. Who on this Phoenix team is going to beat us? It's going to be the imports and Mitch Creek. That is it. They got 3 guys that's got to get probably close to 90 points to win this game.
Well, they're on track right now. Right now, between both these teams, it's just whoever's going to score more is going to win.
Mason Peatley went under the screen. Mitch took the 3.
Illawarra shooting 54% from the field. Tyler Harvey having himself a night as well. Into double figures now, 10 points. That makes it 21 consecutive home games that he has scored 10+ points. And you can see the stat at the bottom there, even better, but he is feeling good about himself when he steps into this gym.
Great is called for a foul on Gary Brown. Let's go courtside, Brad Rosen.
Yeah, I was listening to Mike Kelly then, and it was all about stops. He said, we've got to get stops down the other end and let's get them into a half-court game. We don't want to be up and down with these guys. They've already got 42 points in the half already. And just so you know, guys, there was a lot of kilometres that I put on the legs last week. My physio is very, very good, and thank you for taking care of the hamstrings.
You got the steps up. The step count was met.
They actually fitted Brad Rosen's mic pack with a pedometer just to make sure each game that he's ticking off the appropriate number.
On Foxwell about to check into the game, so all 10 suited up Phoenix players will have hit the floor. And 10 Hawks out there as well, so both rotations getting used. Frolling's got an open lane.
And again, so everyone's playing out of position. Craig Moller playing the centre position, guarding Sam Froling, but you're going to do that. They're already undersized. You've got their two biggest guys on the floor, Mitch Creek and Craig Moller, double teaming somebody at half court. If they get through that, it's never going to end well.
The Phoenix just need to keep this thing close. They're going to give up some shots. They're going to give up some buckets due to being compromised personnel-wise. That's okay. But if they just can keep this thing close, make it a game to the second half, anything can happen.
Froling makes his move. Nice finish, going off the glass.
There's a couple of times now they've let Sam Froling get to his left hand. Got to try and cut him off, force him back to the right, and make sure he also doesn't try and finish with his left there as Ben Air comes in, knocks that 3-ball down. We've just got a good old-fashioned shootout.
9 of 11 on the season now, Ben Air. 8 of 10 coming into this game.
We'll hit those 3 late against Cairns. Have a look at this.
Justin Robinson must not have read the scouting report. You cannot go into Ben Air's ball screen. He must not have seen game 1 and 2 by the Phoenix. Just a defensive breakdown.
At some point, it's going to stop being a surprise that Ben Air is hitting out there, hitting threes. It's just not a surprise.
Well, I mean, what shouldn't be surprised? He's going to shoot them. Yeah. He's never been afraid of going in there and getting them up.
And that's what he's in there to do.
Especially where they are so short-handed.
So Robinson, Froling out there with Harvey, who gets inside and scoops it home. Tyler Harvey. Beautiful move.
Just on track for a monster score here.
Just under 4 minutes remaining. As Moller takes it inside, gets the call. And the bucket will count. Craig Moller.
Sorry, Joe. We're looking at a tough little hezzy by Tyler. Good finish. A big lineup by the Hawks got out there on the floor with Sam Froling and Lachlan Olbrich. Twin towers out there on the floor. Be interested to see how are they going to just go straight power ball. You got 2 guys that can run the floor. 2 guys could all you got to do is shoot it. Get it up on the ring. These guys should be able to get an offensive rebound and put it back.
We know that Lachie Olbrich can move the ball as well. NBL 1 Central Grand Final. Of course, he was the MVP in that game for the West Adelaide Bearcats. 24-10 and 8 in the final against Forestville.
An exciting talent. Another one the NBA scouts have their eyes on. Already broken into the mock drafts. That's the first step.
So 2-point ball game. Just more than 3.5 remaining here in this second period. John Peterson, Damon Lowry, Pete Hawley with you. Brad Rosen, Matt Russell, courtside. The Wynn Entertainment Centre in Wollongong. First leg of a double-header, the Sunshine Stoush, a little bit later tonight. Reece Vague checks back into the game.
These are crucial minutes right now for the Phoenix. So there's an easy one there. Olbrich spills it, gets his rebound, puts it back in. No Mitch Creek, no Gary Brown, no Will Cummings on the floor for Southeast Melbourne.
Just got to survive.
Expect Ben Air, Ruben Tarangi to probably be the guys to be the playmakers.
Here is Tarangi. Just outside. Now looking to Foxwell. Gets past Harvey. Pulls up a little bit short on the shot. Vague pulls it down. He's going to go to the free throw line.
You said it, Pete. Both import guards and Mitch Creek both off at the same time. Like, I'm flabbergasted at that. But as Gary Brown is getting ready to check back in now, and here comes Will. Okay, I guess you got to rest him for a little bit.
I have a feeling Mike Kelly
30 seconds max.
Brought Mitch Creek out and then had a look on that last possession, just like, hang on. Only one of them out there.
So Reece Vague trying to open his account, and does. Let's go courtside. Brad Rosen.
Yeah, just listening to Damon, and you're 100% right. He doesn't want to take these three people off, but they are absolutely gassed. They are coming out of the game. The pace of this down on floor level is unbelievable. I love what Mike Kelly's doing. He's undermanned, but he's getting guys in and out and making sure they get plenty of rest as much as we can. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
And they back up after a game against Cairns where they played incredibly fast as well. Top Blanchard doesn't hit that one. Double away road trip. Gary Brown.
We know he's got some speed to burn.
I got a problem with being absolutely gassed. I don't like that phrase.
Okay, well, you're...
Pete, come on, Pete. Absolutely gassed in the second quarter.
Mate, I get absolutely gassed walking downstairs these days.
Laney's got you working out.
Here's Robinson. He likes the look of the matchup with Vague. What does he go to? Step back. A little bit strong.
And that's when you're on Justin Robinson. Still hasn't hit one from outside. 0 of 8 on the season. You got a mismatch. You want to get downhill. Use that speed. Use your handle. Get into the key. If they collapse, you're going to get somebody else open.
Got a hand in there to knock it away. Spilt to Lee. Clark keeps it alive. Robinson, spin move. In traffic. Tremendous from Robinson.
As I was saying, just like that. That's exactly what he has to do. Use that speed. Use that handle. Crafty finish in the end.
Little leaner from Gary Brown. No good. Under 2 minutes remaining here in this term. They've already put up 52, the Illawarra Hawks. Clark goes inside.
And that's not the angle to make that pass. Yes, you've got the mismatch. That ball's got to be swung to the wing and quickly dumped down to Lockie Albridge. Have another look here. Justin Robinson, that's just crafty.
Timeout.
Thomas going to call a timeout here. This is a shootout.
First team to play any semblance of defense. Anything remotely close to defense should come out okay in this game. But yeah, we are seeing the shootout. And two teams right now who, do they have anything to lose? I guess you could say it's early in the season. In the Phoenix, yep, everybody knows what their situation is Tyler Cook is sitting there looking very Shaft-like in his shades. The Hawks, on the other hand, is it too early to say this is a must-win game? You're at home. You got Brian Gorgon in the house somewhere in the building, looking over the shoulder.
No, absolutely. They want to get off for their fans on the right foot. Have a look at this. Mitch Creek went over to Puerto Rico, team up with Gary Brown. DeMarcus Cousins joined the team halfway through. And a playoff run as well. Not sure he got Gary Brown jumping out of a plane, doing any skydiving with him.
Wouldn't be the worst place to end up, would it?
Oh, absolutely. And again, the crowd was great. And high-level hoops. Gary Brown speaks very highly of the Puerto Rican League and how it's grown over the last few years. And I'm sure they had a few conversations before Gary Brown re-signed, just saying, hey, let's run it back. We had a lot of injuries last year. Let's have another crack at this.
They're not the only two that have played there. Of course, Christian Doolittle has played in Puerto Rico as well, and Jacob Wiley, also he played with Christian Doolittle over there too, so it's becoming a little bit of an off-season source for NBL players.
That's just the fact of the NBL connections runs well around the entire globe now.
Branch is extending all over the world from the Hungry Jacks NBL. So 52-50. Brown just puts the shoulder down. Strong move from Gary Brown to tie us away at 52.
This is what we teach the guards. When the guy goes under your ball screen, if you're not going to shoot it, you attack the rim hard. It's hard to go under and then recover at the same time. It's Toddy Blanchfield, one of the guys you cannot afford to leave open.
Well, you can't, and you can see that they were trying to send the double team. Craig Moller was yelling to Matt Kenny to send a baseline, but unfortunately, if you don't close the gap, you allow them to get that easy skip pass. They see the double team coming, the rotations haven't happened, and it's easy. You're going to try and go either on the catch, you've got to meet him on the catch to double team, or wait until he puts the ball on the floor and then go and double.
55 points now for the Hawks.
I'll tell you what, we are on track and getting deep in the research bag here. But the most points ever scored since 2010 in this venue, 123 points in 2018 was part of that. That was 4 overtimes it took to get to 123 points on this floor since 2010.
On track for some
massive scores.
On track for some big numbers here. Ruben Tarangi leaves that well short. If there's one thing that the Hawks can do, it is put up points. Let's go to Matt Russell to tell us a bit more about that.
High scoring indeed, man. Just to put it into perspective, last season the Hawks went to triple figures only twice, and both in double overtime games. Both losses against Melbourne and Cairns.
Well, they've definitely recruited well on the offensive end. They've got that much talent. You can see them rolling through as Tyler Harvey adds to that. They've got enough guys hitting the floor, real even spread of minutes in this first half. Offense is not the problem at all.
5-second difference, shot and game clock here as we wind down in this opening half. 58-53. It is a Saturday shootout as Brown sizes up Lockie Ulbrich, goes right over the top of him. Doesn't get there. Creek picks it down and puts it in. 5 seconds remaining. Robinson. Ulbrich, the spin move.
60-point half. We haven't said that too often. Illawarra getting whatever they want offensively. There was 8 seconds left on the clock. Justin Robinson, he is quick. And if you're Gary Brown, there is absolutely no need to have a little bite at that. You just got to be solid. If anything, if you're solid there, Justin Robinson's going to have to take something off balance over Mitch Creek. And if he knocks it down, you go into halftime and shake his hand. There's just no need to gamble in that situation.
Solid start for Lockie Ulbrich, as you can see. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. We know he can do a little bit of everything. You're going to get a timeout here late in the piece. So 60-55, 115 points combined between these two teams. And as we get to the snooze timeout, they both need their defense to wake up in the second half.
I'm just going to leave and just put all my defensive tendencies and my feelings about it. I'm just going to put it to the side, JP. I'm just going to enjoy this offensive spectacle. Both teams are dishing up because they're not serious about playing defense, and that's okay. It might pick up later if the game gets late in the fourth quarter, but for right now, it's an offensive explosion that we don't see very often.
It's an all-star game, what you're seeing right now. Both teams shooting the rock really efficiently, but again, they're just getting to the lane at will. Layups and threes. And it's been a real spread. We talk about a lot of the rotations that are happening and the way they're playing with that speed. Everyone's getting out there and seems to be fresh. When they come off, it's like an ice hockey game. We haven't seen AJ Johnson, we haven't seen Bawali Bales or Dave O'Hickey in this game at all. So they are going to run with the Justin Robinson, the point guard. Maybe Tyler Harvey is the backup point, or they're just going to roll without a point guard when Justin Robinson sits down. Instead, rolling with the shooters.
+8 on the glass, the Hawks.
7 offensive rebounds to go their 18 from last week.
Let's go, guys. Let's be ready.
Very active there. Gold up 37% of their own misses.
One only. One shot. Thank you.
Very active in terms of that offensive rebounding rate of 37% last week.
Thank you. Let's go.
So 5-point spread, Lockie Ulbrich to try and add the bonus to his for the nice finish underneath. Can't get it to go. Moeller will have to fire up a prayer, doesn't get it off.
Don't hurt the percentage.
And we get to half-time with some offensive fireworks in the opening half here in the sandpit. And the Hawks lead at half-time 60-55. They didn't win a quarter in the first half against the Kings last week, but they've had a hot start here. Tyler Harvey's part of that. He's with Matt Russell.
Yeah, 17 points, Joel, on 7 of 9 shooting. Tyler Harvey, how do you make sense of a 60-point first half offensively and 55-point first half defensively?
It's definitely not what we drew up defensively. We know they're a high-scoring team. We're going to have to stop them if we want to win this game. we're going at their pace right now, so we got to slow them down a bit.
Okay, thank you, Tyler. Good luck. Down to you, Brad Rosen.
Yeah, I got Will Cummings. Will, 2 early fouls, but you came out 15 points, 6 of 6 shooting. You feel comfortable?
Pretty comfortable. We just got to get it together on defense. They're getting downhill pretty easy, so we got to go and make some adjustments and try to come out better in the second half.
Thanks so much. Have a good one. Well, we have an absolute shootout here in Wollongong. Make sure you get what you need. Come back on the other side of this break. We'll discuss it all. We have it here. Automatically, Hawks up by 5.
Okay, we're not far away from the day that we've all been waiting for on 98 FM's Convoy for 2023, and we have our Convoy Challenge about to take place. But have a look at Tomahawk.
Sexy Tomahawk. Make some noise for Tomahawk. He's live at Convoy T-shirt. Available out there, guys. Make sure all the money goes to sick children. Let's help them as much as we can.
That's right. We all know what Convoy does for families, and we are going to catch up with our Convoy manager, Mark Rigby, in just a moment. But first, let's head over to our contestants for the Convoy Challenge.
We have Tyson from Narra. He's a little bit nervous, so make some noise for Tyson. Hey, man. What are you going to do to win this? Win. Okay, good answer. No, she just wants to win. All right, we've got Sam from Illawarra. Hello, Sam. I love your hat. Fantastic. You want to give anyone a shout out?
He just wants to win.
What about your mum, your dad?
He's focused on
Dakota, right there, Dakota.
Okay, all right, and then it looks like we have a full-blown adult against 2 kids. So, what's your name, mate? I'm Scott.
Scott's from Hawaii, and he reckons he can dunk. He can do a dunk. So if we have time, we might get you to dunk. So now, maybe go easy on the kids. I don't think go easy on them.
I'm not going to go easy on them because they're going to smash me. Okay, let's see what happens. Now, extra bonus points if you go between Tomahawk's legs, but what we're doing here is we are racing these Convoy cars. So, let's follow girls and find out what the track is. You have to go around Tomahawk. And then after you go around Tomahawk, you go to the Convoy flag and you have to go around the Convoy flag all the way back.
Straight down, here we go. Follow the way down. $200 first place, $100 second place, third prize $50. Everyone's a winner here. Grab your remote controls.
And get your engine started, guys.
And we're going to do a big 3, 2, 1. We want to hear you right on the back there, okay? So, get your engine started, fellas. Are we ready? Everybody, in 3, 2, 1.
Perfect, thank you.
Mic check, mic check. Basketball began when I was about 4. I come from a basketball family. My dad played in college, my mom played in high school, my brothers played. My family's a big testament to who I am. I mean, their support has been great since I left home in high school. I mean, just supporting me through the ups and downs is something I can't kind of repay them for, or put into words how grateful I am. Looking back on last year and going down that first game was hard. Not knowing what's next, and especially being a knee injury, was kind of scary. But I put my faith in God a lot, and just know that He wouldn't put me through anything I couldn't handle. Just the vibes of the city I was in, and just the way the organization handled my injury, and the mental and moral support was great. So I think being able to kind of stay around and not give up on people like I wouldn't want them to give up on me, and coming back and trying to finish what I started is just who I am and how I was raised. Not being able to help and get on the court last year, it stung. I mean, I think I just tried to impact the game without bouncing the basketball and being like that leader that they were looking for. Obviously, things didn't go the way we wanted it to, but they never gave up. It was just kind of a testament to what we have going on in Illawarra. Obviously, the main goal is to get back to the NBA, but I'm not too much chasing the NBA. I just want to be at peace, and that's why I'm back here. I think whatever happens, happens, and like I said, I'm just trusting God's plan and timing and just going with the flow.
Justin Robinson, most minutes of any player in the first half here. 8 points, 3 of 8 shooting. Brad Rosen, it seems like he's still finding and feeling his way back from that serious knee injury last year.
Yeah, you can see it. He just needs more minutes under his belt. I'm glad to hear he was the most minutes. You saw that finish on the rim that he did. He has so much talent. There's no question about that. We will only see better things from him.
The Hungry Jacks halftime highlights. You'll get tired watching these. It felt like that was frantic in the first half. 115 points, 60-55. The Hawks lead it. What a shootout.
It's been unbelievable. It's exactly what we probably expected early. We just knew teams that had to get scores. If you talk to Phoenix, they know they just got to score buckets. Then you talk Illawarra, well, they were poor last week. That man right there, he was phenomenal. It's really going to be the first person to play defense is going to get this win tonight.
7 of 9 shooting, Tyler Harvey. He's sharing the court with Justin Robinson. We wondered how it will work if Justin Robinson steps up his game. Tyler keeps doing this. They'll blow some teams away this year. What did you think of the Hawks, apart from their scoring, as we look at Tyler Harvey's shot chart?
Well, I look at the Blackmores chart and I see exactly what Tyler Harvey's been brought to Illawarra for. He's got his running mate now. We did not see any of this last year. I love what I'm seeing. He's pushing the ball up and he's kicking it to that man. When he's rolling, Illawarra rolls, and it was awesome to see him go 17.
I'm sure Mike Kelly's a bit like Jacob Jacomas, delighted with the first half offensively, but which team is going to be the first team to play some D and deny the opposition? The Hawks need to deny Mitch Creek. You thought that if Mitch had 30-plus points tonight, they're a chance of winning.
Yeah, and that's still the case. I thought Will Cummings has been great, but this man is their leader, and when he's scoring, they're great. The problem I've got at the moment is they need to slow the ball game down a little bit because there's so many players getting in and out of the game. They're just logging all these minutes and it's such a fast pace. So I think if they can play half-court basketball and get in and get some stops down the other end, Phoenix are right in it.
15 points for Mitch Creek, 6 of 9 shooting. What happens from here, Brad?
Well, as I said, the first team to play defense will get the win. I do see Illawarra keep pumping in and out here and getting players in and out to try and run them down. But I see Phoenix trying to get the stops here and slowing the game down. For me, you look at that Blackmore's chart and he's just been phenomenal, just such a workhorse. But I do see Illawarra running over them late in the fourth.
Judicious from outside. He's made both his threes. Brad, finally, is this the sort of game that Illawarra wanted tonight? They said last week they were a bit ragged, they were a bit desperate, they were a bit frantic. Does this seemingly not suit them, given that they wanted to play with a bit more composure tonight?
No, I love it. I think it's really good for them. The tenseness that you could see last week from them, it's like they've taken a big breath and the air is out of the balloon now. And he has just wound these guys up all week and he's let them go, and I love watching it.
The second half should be a lot of fun. Don't go anywhere. Mitch Creek and the team's back on the floor. It's the Hawks ahead in a high-scoring game. 60-55, second half next.
Monday for registration. So if you need more information, Illawarra Comp
Our first leg of a doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL on this Saturday night in beautiful Wollongong. And haven't we had a bit to work with in the first half? 60-55. If you're looking for defense, you are looking in all the wrong places. It's been an offensive showcase in the first half. Joel Peterson with Damon Lowry and Pete Hawley, boys. There's been plenty of buckets.
That's it. It's bucket day.
That's all there's been, and I guarantee
buckets on the beach.
At halftime, both coaches would have said, offense is no issues, but we just got to lock up defensively. And I think they said it at halftime, both Matt and Brad, whichever team wants to get as many consecutive stops as possible is the team that's going to come away with the win. And to be honest, I think that if you're the happier team at halftime, you're probably South East Melbourne, because you are down some key pieces and you still managed to put up 55 points yourself, and a lot of people thought they maybe didn't have enough scoring with Tyler Cook out. Put up 55, but they just got to find a way on the defensive end when the subs are in to get the job done.
We way past that. That boat has sailed. There's no defense. First team to 95 wins. Let's go.
Consecutive what? Consecutive what were we talking about?
First team to 195 at this rate.
It could be that way. It's been all kinds of fun here in this first leg of the Saturday night doubleheader, and I reckon the second game as well, the Sunshine Stoush, a little bit later tonight, is going to be very entertaining as well. Cairns coming off a win over this Phoenix side on Thursday, and Brisbane defeating New Zealand over in Auckland on Thursday night as well. They're 2-0. The Taipans 1-1 on this young season. Gary Brown gets one to go to start this second half.
It looks like a tough shot. It looks like a poor shot, but that's actually the one shot that Gary Brown shoots a heck of a lot. Likes to get down to his left hand and fade away, moving left, and gets that side contest from whoever's guarding the person in the corner. Knocks it down. And, wow, what a pass that is from Justin Robinson.
Greta can't hit. Beautiful cross-court feed from Robinson. Just 4 assists in that opening half for the Phoenix, so 6 on Thursday. Ball movement hasn't caused them problems in terms of their offensive efficiency in that first half, but in terms of their ceiling and the way they'd like to play, might be something they can work on. Ball movement from the Hawks, but Robinson can't hit.
It's hard to get assists when everything is kind of terminal and one-on-one. As Justin Robinson tries to...
Well, that's the frustration that's boiling over for him, just struggling to knock down a 3. 0 of 9 to start the season, and he's not going to get a better look than what he had down the other end. And I like that block call. It looked like he potentially, having a look, he wasn't even close to being there. But even if he does stand there and Mitch Creek running down, I can't stand that. When someone just stands with a lane runner and stands in front and takes it through the chest and there's got nothing to do with the play and it gets whistled an offensive foul. But he wasn't close in the end.
So Robinson's 0 of 3 from downtown and a team that's shot 6 of 13. So he's seeing everyone around him knock him down and just can't buy one.
You look at that last play they run a pick and roll with Sam, and they end up getting Daniel Green in the corner for a 3. And I go, okay, yes, he's made one of those already, but why not just wait for Sam to get by the basket and just make it easy on myself?
He's also done that a couple of times in transition where he's passed it a bit too early to the center. Got to let the 5-man get positioned or make sure that all he has to do is go up and finish.
Here's Creek trying to do exactly that. Couldn't get the second chance. Robinson in transition. Beautiful feed to Greta.
That's where he's at his best, Justin Robinson, that pace and always under control.
Kenyon flips it up at the hoop. He can't get that to go, but he'll go to the line. Let's take a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Beautiful offensive execution.
Just stuck Gary Brown. His feet in cement, and then sort of pass to Dan Greta. We know he's going to run the lanes hard. And look at the hair, Damon. It's flowing this year.
Can't be tamed, that mane of Dan Greta.
Here we go.
Mike is just sitting there going, I remember when defense used to be a thing in basketball.
2-time defensive player of the year. This isn't his style.
You got to adapt to this new era.
Loose ball here. Creek can't get it to go. Vay can't tip it home. He's going to get a chance after he was fouled, going for the follow.
Reese Vague looking for that first field goal for NBL24. At least he's staying active on the glass, gets himself to the foul line.
Had it up since we last saw Reese Vague in the NBL. And he's got more championships than most people with the Perth Wildcats before going overseas.
There's a a bit of ink going on there.
A bit of everything going on.
That one's around and out. It's out there at the moment. Cummings, Brown, Kenyon and Creek. Robinson, Swackler, Bullock, Garita, Froling and Ulbrich there for the Hawks. Still left a little bit wanting in the Burger Stakes, this home Hawks crowd, as Clark gets that to go.
Gary Clark out of University of Cincinnati. Now, Pete, I know you was probably in grade school. I'm going to still throw some trivia at you. Gary Clark is not the only dude from the University of Cincinnati to play in the NBL. Brisbane Bullets had an import back in the day. I give you to the end of this quarter to come up with him.
No issues there. I'll get on the old Google and have a look.
Offensive foul against Vague. 7 turnovers for the Hawks, 5 for the Phoenix so far. So both teams looked after the ball okay. Harvey trying to operate against Creek. Swings it over his head to Clark.
Here we go, Justin
outside
Robinson.
to Robinson, no.
And again, he's going to struggle to hit one because it's in his head. Before he even tees off, didn't look like he was balanced. His left foot looked a lot further forward than his right foot, and just overthinking it right now.
You see that frustration as he comes down the floor. Creek, beautiful feed to Kenyon, who got fouled on the way through.
Good cut by Kenyon, by Matt. That's what happened when you go inside. They realized that Mitch had a mismatch down there. This defense sucks in. Now you can get other guys open on the perimeter. Same thing on the other end when you go inside to Gary Clark. That draws a double team. Hey, we got some Bawali Bales music. Big Bawali checking in. That's how you get guys open the easy way. Go inside, create the double, and let them kick it out and find the shooters.
I don't mind this substitution from Jacob Jackomas in terms of Justin Robinson coming out. And I hope that is just to let him regather himself and maybe go over and tell him, yes, you're struggling to hit the three. It's not going right now, but you're doing so many other good things. When you're getting it out on the break and you're getting some dimes and you're getting downhill, just keep ticking it over, it'll come.
Kenyon at the line. Last couple of seasons with the Jack Jumpers. Goes to South East Melbourne in the off-season. Bawali Bales, a new Hawk, coming across from the Kings. He's out there. He's the 11th Hawk to hit the court. Offensive foul here on Illawarra. Gary Brown playing some strong defence. Hopefully he hasn't copped a whack to the eye. They've already lost Tyler Cook to that this weekend. He goes crashing into Wani Swackler Bullock.
These dribble handoffs are getting dangerous, guy. Everybody's trying to blow up the screens, and this is what you get.
It's like Wani ran into Gary Brown. I don't think Wani was expecting it. Bobby Brannan?
Bobby Brannan.
Had a bit of help there, but
I thought you might have. He was on that Brisbane Bullet team back in the day.
The Bearcats, the University of Cincinnati.
That's it.
There's Gary Brown trying to feed across court to Kenyon. Harvey couldn't come up with the interception. He's left with his head in his hands in frustration. Read the passing lane nicely. 4-point ball game. Hawks have
7 seconds on the shot clock here.
Had the lead throughout. Much time to work with here for the Phoenix and Will Cummings. But he's crafty. He can make something happen. On that occasion. Froling pulls it down and gets ready to run the floor. Harvey thought about it.
Wow.
Leans in. Won't go.
Scoring has dried up a little bit here. That's going to be a foul. Sam Froling in the bonus already. The Hawks. We're going to mark down the other end and have some free throws.
Yikes. So just the 9 points combined so far in this third period. We see it so often, don't we? You have these big offensive first halves, and then the game slows down in the second half because that's the focus of everyone coming into the second half.
And I'm not going to say anything ridiculous to say the defense has stepped up a whole lot. It's just been a lot of missed shots. Justin Robinson's missed 3 wide open threes. A couple of missed layups and free throws from the Phoenix. Again, I think it's just the well slowly drying up.
But to Phoenix's credit, they are running a more structured offense.
I think they've gone
the ball
into...
is getting through hands. You kind of know who's going to get shots.
I think that's been part of the halftime speech is, okay, we're not going to continue to make this a track meet. Let's slow this down. Let's find our advantages where we have them on the floor. Let's get the ball to the Will Cummings, Mitch Creek, and try and make some plays happen, and everyone else be ready to shoot.
Just the one field goal for the Phoenix so far in this second half. 5 free throws made. Lead the league in getting to the line, as they did last year. Froling works his way through the key and gets it to go. Over the top of Craig Muller.
Good bucket by Sam, but it's too hard. Like Sam sets the dribble handoff, he runs to the corner, then you got to take 5 dribbles to get to the rack. It could be a whole lot easier if I just give it to him on the block. He's got the mismatch already.
Well, that's pretty well defended by Craig Muller. They can finish with his left.
Okay, Gary.
Gary Clark going straight past.
That one wasn't.
Okay, Gary Clark. Gary Clark wearing number 8. I don't know how that number isn't up in the rafters. I'm going to have to talk to Matt Campbell about that. But good to see number 8 in transition.
Getting up too. Hanging on the rim a little bit, Damon.
He's the old veteran. Speaking to GM Matt Campbell about this guy, he said he's a born leader. He brings all those intangibles. He's not the ultimate scorer, but he's the glue guy. Does all the right things. He's like the mature person on the floor at all times.
68-62, 5:51 remaining at the snooze timeout. Mike Kelly not happy with what he's been seeing in the last little while. They get some reinforcements back today, the Phoenix, including Craig Muller. Kelly spoke at the Blitz about what the recruit brings to the team in NBL 24.
Amazing. Craig's story is amazing. A year and a half after breaking his kneecap and he's a couple of surgeries and he's back playing. It's just fun to be a part of that. You know, we had a preseason game against Melbourne a couple of weeks ago and he played 10 minutes and he was terrible. And I got to halftime and he was done for the night, and I just gave him a big hug and we're both smiling and just saying, so good to be out here. So I'm just thankful that I get to be a part of that. And he's a pro and he's a good teammate and he's a great basketball player. So I think we're gonna see him get back slowly and be a big part of our group here.
NBL fans would remember Craig Muller was a championship teammate of mine in Melbourne United and went over to Germany, and it was really innocuous. Went up to basically contest a jump shot and came down, and his kneecap on just a small jump went from where it should be to halfway up his quad. And kind of shattered it there and had surgery, came back, did about 4 to 6 months of rehab before realising that things weren't quite right, and went to see somebody else here and had to have surgery again. So it's been a long rehab back for him, and decided to come back in the NBL after some time away, and teams up with Mike Kelly, who was assistant coach of that 2018 championship team.
So Phoenix with some work to do out of the timeout. Swarkle the Bullock from outside. Can't hit.
If you're picturing a kneecap halfway up the quad, I saw the x-ray. Literally exactly
Pete,
what you're thinking.
Not something anyone needs to picture around dinner time, Pete Hawley, as Creek goes across the lane and is called for the foul. Matt Russell was listening into that Southeast Melbourne timeout. What did Mike Kelly have to say, Matt?
He said, we've got to make it harder for the Hawks. We've got to be more physical. Get in front of the ball carrier. Make them go through your chest. Brad Rosen, what about the Hawks?
Yeah, Jacob was very happy with the way they're playing, and he just drew up a lot of offense, and he wants everything going through Tyler Harvey. And if that's not on, then it's to go to their import and go to Clark and see what he can do.
You're in.
Going through 2 of their big guns, the Hawks. He's the big gun for the Phoenix. Mitch Creek leaves the first one short.
Some real struggles at the line. Here's Mitch Creek. Was coming into this game, he was 12 of 21 from the stripe.
He was 5 of 7 on Thursday, so he wasn't too bad. And he's trying to avoid giving away burgers here.
Hello.
Hello.
I told him he was going to come back. He made the signal after the first one.
Code is lines. Mitch Creek gives away burgers, so jump on the NBL app, click on the Hungry Jack's banner and enter the code word LINES. Head to your nearest Hungry Jack's store before 6 p.m. tomorrow to claim your free cheeseburger at participating stores. So dinner is served courtesy of Mitch Creek, and he's serving up a little bit more from outside.
Mitch says, I'll give you guys 2, and I'll take the 3.
Always seems to be the case, doesn't it?
Chris Golding the other day against Adelaide missed 2 and then brained some from the car park.
In the jungle, their home opener.
You know that Bryce Cotton's never away from a basket to return. Here's Lockie Olbrich out there for the Hawks.
This is when the Phoenix got to be real smart. They are in the bonus for the rest of this quarter. Mitch Creek has got to touch the ball, preferably around the basket, every time down the floor. Get themselves to the line. Don't need to do anything crazy.
Robinson throws it away. Kenyon in transition. He can't get it to go. Mitch Creek's having a good evening. So too is Will Cummings. Both of them leading the Phoenix from a scoring perspective. Robinson on the take.
And I know he's struggling to shoot, but he's going to continue to put heat on the rim. He is so hard to guard. That how quickly he caught that and was just blown by Mitch Creek.
Creek's got 18. Cummings has got 17 in the ball game. 13 for Froling, 17 for Harvey. Mitch Creek getting to the rack again.
As bright as Lockie Oldbrook's future is, he's guarding Mitch Creek right now, and this ain't good. It's not good if you're the Hawks.
Mitch Creek's been letting him know about it as well, both in terms of his actions and his words. Gary Clark for three. One possession game and the Phoenix have the ball. 3:15 remaining in the third. First leg of an NBL doubleheader this evening. Sunshine Stoush coming your way. Cummings on the outside. He wants to go over Olbrich and connects. Will Cummings, the birthday boy, ties it up at 70.
Wow, we got a tie game, Pete.
And we got a timeout.
We got a tie game.
Jake Jones not happy.
He shouldn't be. This is unbelievable. The birthday man is on fire. Everybody's going at the youngster, Lockie Oldbrook.
And again, it's just, we talk about what these teams want to do in NBL 24 and potentially compete for a title. Defensively, just haven't seen it yet.
Haven't seen it at all. Tied away at 70, and there's some basketball royalty in the house in Wollongong. Brian Gorgens with Brad Rosen.
That's right, I have the GOAT. Gorge, great to see you. Talk to me. This is an up-and-coming game.
The NBL is so strong right now, and the parity is incredible. And tonight, I think you got a very deep Hawk team that needs to win badly. Phoenix has got a few injuries, but they've got great guard play, and great guard play keeps you in games.
Now, I'm watching you from the other side. You are so itching to get out there. How much you missing coaching?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I haven't coached domestically, and I'm trying to enjoy it. I enjoy the practices, but I get to the game and you want to be on the sideline.
We had a little chat before and we were talking about next stars, and we've spoken about so many of them. I know someone like you, we've had a lot of history. You love the next generation. Talk to me about it.
No, I mean, it's the exciting part of the league. It was a great initiative. Having these next stars come in, it's brought attention worldwide to our league. And it's also making our young Australian content just above the next stars, going to another level.
So let's talk about the Boomers now. Obviously, we're looking ahead Paris, I think August next year. What's your next 8-10 months look like?
Get a touch on all the Boomers that are playing overseas right now in November, and then put together a schedule leading into the Olympics with more European competition.
Do you feel that you are so much better off from the Worlds going now into the Olympics preparing?
We introduced a lot of new guys, 6 new players, 3 new starters, a lot of them that didn't have international experience. I think will be better for the games that we've played.
Now, everyone knows that you are just the greatest coach, but let me tell you, he's the greatest guy as well. Thank you so much for joining us, mate.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thanks to Brad and to Brian Gorgen joining us. They tried buckets out of the timeout.
Mason Peeling down here.
Yep.
Looks like he caught one to the face.
Blanchfield making his move to the hoop.
Just out of frame there. Todd Blanchfield as well. Might have been the back of Todd Blanchfield's head. Caught Mason Peeling on the face, which hopefully, I'm going to look at it here. It's a perfect angle right there.
Yeah, a little friendly fire.
Below the eye. Diagnosed, Pete Hooley.
Went straight down. And he's going to come out of this game. Sanford, and I like that. Again, I don't think as basketball as a sport, I think we've got a long way to go in terms of just head knocks and how we deal with it, even if it is minor. Just make sure he gets looked at because he looks stunned. But Brian Gorgen, I tell you what, 2 things you're guaranteed to get from him is incredible basketball knowledge and a bum bag. It's 100% he's going to have a fresh one on.
Just a man that comes prepared.
He'd be torn, Brian. He's sitting there watching his former assistant coach, Jacob, trying to juggle 27 guys. And then he's on the other end, he's got his former players, Mike Kelly and Sam McKinnon on the other end. Brian's fingerprints is all over this league.
It's all over Australian basketball.
Here we go.
Reputation of his second to none, Brian Goorjian. Great to have him in the house. Gary Brown just reels that pass in. So just over 2 minutes remaining. Been a back and forth affair. Hawks by 3. They've led for the majority of the ball game. Ben Air, Ruben Tarangi in the corner, ties it up again.
This is good basketball by the Phoenix. They're not doing anything crazy. The ball is getting through hands. They got that dribble weave action. They penetrate and kick. This is where the Hawks didn't want to be, in a close game with this team.
We saw Mason Peatley go off the court. Ruben Tarangi dialing up his 1,500th career point. Ben Air makes it a 3-point Phoenix lead.
Threes are layups right now for Ben Air. He is shooting an unbelievable clip to start NBL 24. But Jacob Jacobus is going to be irate at this defensive effort. That one was just too easy. No defensive transition. No one really wanted to get back. And, oh, well, this is going to go down then.
Not quite for Todd Blanchfield.
Foul. Oh, okay.
It's going to be a baseline ball. We saw Mason Peatley leave the floor. Brad Rose, you've got an update.
Look, good news is he's coming straight back in. The doctor had a look at him as he was walking off. Mason was looking around and saying, I'm absolutely fine. The doctor had a quick look. I just spoke to the doctor, said absolutely no dramas. On he goes.
Good news indeed.
Who'd he come in for?
Sam Froling.
Froling was the one who replaced him as well. Biggest lead of the game for the Phoenix at 3. They'd only led by 2 previous to this. Minute remaining in the term. Olbrich from outside, showing his range.
This young fella can do a little bit of everything.
Lockie Olbrich's up to 11. He's 5 of 6 from the field.
This is the game you'd want the Elam ending in, to be honest. Turn the clock off. First score in the 4th quarter is Mitch Creek. He's up to 22 points, 9 of 15 from the field. Oh my. Jeez, Justin Robinson is just lightning. Getting downhill. Once he starts to find his range from outside, he's going to be a problem. But we saw a little bit of the feature at halftime and in his story, and this is why a lot of people put emphasis on being drafted, having name called out, and what a tremendous honour that would be to be able to be someone who's just been drafted to the NBA. But Justin Robinson chose to pull his name out once it dropped to the 2nd round because he wanted to get a deal that he already had talks from his agent. He signed a 3-year deal with the Wizards after that. And we're all geniuses in hindsight, but I look at a guy like Luke Travers, and when he gets picked to the Cleveland Cavaliers late in the 2nd round, goes over to Summer League and played so well, but they had already filled all 4 two-way spots, that any other team that thought, well, we can put Luke Travers on a 2-way, his rights are held by Cleveland because he got drafted. And again, we're geniuses in hindsight. I think he's going to get there eventually, but it's always pros and cons to every single situation, and Justin Robinson looked like he had done the right thing at the time and signed a 3-year deal.
There's all kinds of different ways to do it, isn't it? And of course, the likes of a Lockie Olbrich and Sam Froling took a different route through the college path. 1 year at college, come back to a professional setup. So there's all kinds of ways to get to the top level, and we're seeing more and more players doing it. Tied at 80, narrowing it on 3-quarter time. Here comes Creek! Throwing it down. And his Phoenix are throwing down the challenge to the Hawks. Justin Robinson takes a lick.
125.
This is beautiful execution. Mitch had it.
Great screen.
Eventually, he saw the defense was already kind of helping, so he says, let me give it to Ben Air. Set a bone-crunching pick. Nice pocket pass. 2 hands. Thanks for coming. I love the way the Phoenix is executing.
Big body, Reese Vay. Always going to be a foul. There was nothing more in it.
Don't hurt your team, guys. Don't hurt your team.
Ben Air and Justin Robinson having a bit of a chat to each other. They're not going to back down.
Two pretty fiery customers, so 6.6 remaining in the term. 2-point ball game. Robinson takes it inside, finishes.
He's got some words to say.
Fired up. And why not? And at 3-quarter time, we turn for home, all tied up. 82 apiece. Stay tuned for a thrilling final quarter after this. Oh, plenty of highlights in this game so far. Three-quarter time between the Hawks and the Phoenix. There's been bumps, there's been bruises, there's been dunks and threes galore. The Illawarra fans have liked what they've seen. And at three-quarter time, we are tied up at 82 apiece. Mitch Creek doing all he can to lift the Phoenix to their second win of the season. The Hawks looking for their first under Jacob Jackomas. Pete Hooley and Damon Lowry. We are set for a very interesting climax to this ball game.
I said first to 95 wins. I'm liking the Phoenix, the way they execute, and I'm going to trust that a little bit more than what the Hawks are doing, but we have ourselves an offensive clinic by both teams.
First to probably about 107, I would say, is going to be the winning score.
82 apiece at the moment as Cummings gets inside, starts the scoring off for the Phoenix here in this final period. Matt Russell was listening into Mike Kelly at three-quarter time.
The Phoenix won that third quarter 25-20. Mike Kelly said, that's what I want. He drove his finger into his chest, said, exactly what I'm after. Make them go through you. And Mike Kelly singling out Gary Brown individually, saying, great D. The rest of you men feed off him. Up to you, Brad.
Yeah, well, in Illawarra, that was all about getting the ball out of Mitch Creek's hands. He's causing havoc out there. And right in the middle of the timeout, it just stopped. And Justin Robertson jumped up and said, we cannot hang around with these guys. Pick the energy and let's go.
Well, the first 4.5 minutes of that third quarter, scoring was hard to come by, and then the floodgates opened once again.
Here's Robinson in the corner. Finally, for Justin Robinson.
Well, Ben Air, we know Ben Air loves to chat, and he might have poked the bear here with Justin Robinson at the end of the third quarter. They were going back and forth. Justin Robinson finished a tough one, and then he finally gets a three ball to drop. 1 of 11 on the season.
Froling got a hand in. Moller able to recover the loose ball. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Craig Moller from outside. Not quite. Harvey pulls down the rebound. He's got 17, so too's Robinson. Froling's got 13 for the Hawks. Cummings has got 22, Creek 24 for the Phoenix. Clark, swing pass, Robinson.
Don't poke the bear! Don't poke the bear!
He's showing his teeth. He's got the claws out. He's ready to rumble. Robinson's got 20. Hawks have a 4-point lead out of the gates at three-quarter time. Ben Air with the step back, long two, right go.
This is why shooting percentages, there's regular season shooting percentages, and then there's clutch shooting percentages. And right now, this is clutch time for the Hawks. And Justin Robinson is 100% from three.
Do we get a head check?
Well,
let it fly.
As a stats enthusiast, it's not actually clutch time, unfortunately, but I understand what you're saying completely.
Here's Clark on the wing. Robinson makes some space in the corner. Clark loses the rock. Gary Brown comes the other way.
I tell you what, there's not too many guys, when you've knocked down two after struggling, that you're going to pass it up when you get a mismatch. But here he is. Justin Robinson just comes in on the Harvey Norman replay. That was the first one. He enjoyed that. Said a little prayer, said a thank you, and said, you know what? I've hit one. I'm going to get another one right here. Kick from Gary Clark. Little hockey assist for Sam Froling. And the next one's got to go up again. I'm not sure. I just happened to see Andrew Gaze pop his head. Andrew Gaze never passed up a heat check in his life.
He doesn't understand the rules of the heat check. He's got himself to blame. He should have let that fly.
We know he can shoot it. He shot 42% from three in his senior year at Virginia Tech. 42%. Absolutely blazing. So an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, not really a proper play on the ball. I don't like the rule, but that's what it is.
Every time we're in transition, again, a lot of players, unfortunately, you know what they're trying to do. As soon as you put your hand up and say that I'm trying to intentionally slow down the break, it gives the referees a chance to have a look at it, Tyler Harvey. But that little outside arm as well, straight away. What you've got to do if you're Tyler Harvey in that situation, with the inside shoulder, kind of look like you're going for the ball and a bit of a bump and body check, is Gary Brown.
The defense has been so bad. What's the difference? You can't tell the difference between a sportsmanlike and a normal foul.
Justin Robinson wants this challenge from Gary Brown.
All right, let's line up.
So the replay, they want to quickly get to the free throw line. We'll have another look at it here.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's a great call. He wants that challenge.
Illawarra.
And they're going to get this challenge right here. Jacob Tacoma saying kick out, 100% this to be challenged.
So, coach's challenge, you think, coming up 88-86, just over 2 minutes played in the final term.
And just we had a one quick replay. This looks like it's going to be overturned. This,
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
What's the difference between Bryce Cotton doing the exact same thing? He gets that call every single time.
I actually don't even think there was contact. That's what I'm saying. I don't think the contact was even there. I think he just flopped, essentially. We'll have another look at it here. So Bryce Cotton also shoots every single shot the same way, though, with the legs. But have another look. Does he actually touch him at all with his legs? I don't think he actually touches him at all.
Not going to be able to tell from that angle.
Did he take away his landing space?
Yeah, it's going to be hard to tell. This is what they're going to have to look at it. You're right. So, no, I think in the end, he just kind of falls back. I don't think there's any contact there at all. This will tell us a little bit more as well.
No, he took away his landing space.
From there, it looks like there's contact. From the baseline, it doesn't.
So 2-point ball game, coach's challenge. We're getting a few looks at this. That might be the replay that tells us the most as to whether there was contact on this shot.
It looks like there's a lot of contact, but from the baseline, it looks like there's no contact. So that broadcast angle is a little tricky. Because if you see it just on the broadcast, you think, okay, this one right here, you say, yeah, there's a lot of contact there, right there. But from the baseline angle, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot.
Just imagine you're looking at Bryce Cotton. Substitute Bryce in this moment right here. Nobody's saying anything.
Replay center is going to be zooming in on that and getting all the real close angles and seeing. That's why it's a tough one right now. Bryce Cotton, there's a couple of players in the league who, no matter when they shoot, whether it's a standing start, whether it's off a dribble, step back, their legs fly out. Chris Golding is another one. Mirko Jeric, when he was in the league, is another one. That doesn't look like Gary Brown's normal feet when he shoots.
Keep in mind that this could be 3 free throws that could potentially give the Phoenix a 1-point lead.
Coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The foul on the floor will stand.
There you go. It took a while to get to it, and you could see there the two different angles showed different things, and in the end they've seen enough. And
it would have been very hard to overturn that based on what we saw.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's probably what I think. Is there anything that's conclusive?
We see Bryce do it once a game. So to me, that was a no-brainer. So now you're looking at it like you say, Joe. This is for the lead.
Sounds like you're coming from a place you don't like the way Bryce Cotton shoots.
Maybe you're coming from a place where you and Bryce Cotton a little bit He cahoots a little too much.
Well, firstly, I got dragged multiple times for giving up 4-point plays to Bryce Cotton. I used to contest it all the time afterwards in the film saying, what more can I do? But as I said, there's certain guys who that's just the way they shoot. I don't think they're trying to cause contact. I think that's just the way that they shoot.
Rob Rose kicked many a man in the shins back in the day when he was MVP at Townsville.
So tied up at 88. This is for the lead for Gary Brown. Phoenix in front.
I was going to say right now, as entertaining this game has been offensively, this would be a horrific loss if you're a Illawarra Hawk fan. You're the Hawks, you are upset if you go down in this one because you are never going to catch the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix this compromised.
Good defense from Moller. Frolling's fouled as he tries to put it up and in. Illawarra down by 1. Seen the graphic pop up a number of times throughout the night. Lost their last 8 home games. Haven't won at home in the calendar year. December the 5th, 2022, the last time they tasted victory here over Melbourne United.
Sam Froling is currently 13 points, 6 of 7. He's 85% from the field. If I'm Sam Froling, I'm looking at my teammates. I'm just going, hey, fellas, like, come on now.
He's currently played just under 22 minutes.
Well, I'm playing against a team with no center. Like, what are we doing?
7 rebounds as well for Froling. Started on fire in that regard. Can't get 2 to go. Shot 51.6% at the line last year, so the strength of his game. Played in Japan in the off-season and thought he found his shot over there. Creek thought about the 3. Moller will think really long about it. Can't get that to go. Clark pulls down the rebound. 89 apiece. Quarter of the way through this final frame. Great to have you with us in the Hungry Jacks NBL. First leg of a Saturday night doubleheader. Lee's into the game.
Sniper.
Sharpshooter. Bang!
Knocked down Hyungjong Lee. Great awareness of Justin Robinson just zipping that pass across. And oh, I love it. I'd love the 3-point contest to come back.
Hasn't had many opportunities tonight, so when you're out there, you need to make the most of them. And that's what Hyungjong Lee did. Cummings on the other end, can't get it to go, and Lee's there with a big-time defensive rebound.
Find him again.
Right there.
Ooh. Robinson and Clark.
He wants the 2.
He's ready on the wing.
Yep. Look.
They swing it to him now. In rhythm. Another!
Down he goes, but
all because Sam Froling had the mismatch in the post, and everybody was worried. He gave a legitimate post target, sucked Mitch Creek in to help. Left the Korean sniper wide open on the 3-point line.
Lee is 3 of 3, and he might be leading his team to victory. Moller outside to Cummings. He can't connect. Lee with the rebound, loose ball poked away. Moller wanted another look at it. And the Phoenix will get another set here. 6 on the shot clock for Will Cummings. 31 today.
Really a charge.
That one didn't go his way.
Great take from Justin Robinson. Crowd is up and about on the back of Hyungjong Lee. I mean, we said it. Knockdown we highlighted on Thursday. He went to Davidson. Outstanding shooting career at Davidson. Outstanding story as well. His mum won a silver medal in the Olympics in 1984 for South Korea. And he's very confident in himself. Josh Giddey actually told me when he signed he will be the 2nd best shooter in the NBL. I forgot to ask who he thought was the 1st. But it comes with high praise, and right now we're seeing why.
The man himself thinks that he's the best. So 95-89. Let's go courtside. Brad Rosen.
Had a long chat with Brian Goorjian about Lee before the tip-off, and he rates him. He said he can flat-out shoot. But what about the referee as he'll go to the line here, but what about the coaching call? He's been sitting there not playing many minutes, put him on with 6 minutes to go and comes up with a big rebound and 2 big threes.
I mean, what it really does is probably makes this decision even harder for Jacob Jackomas in that small forward position, because you've got Tom Blanchfield who came in and had a little impact with 8 points off the bench. Dan Greeter, we know what energy he brings, and he played really well last week. And now Hyungjong Lee, they're all fighting for the similar spot for similar minutes. There's only 40 to go, 40 to give in that small forward.
Not like he's bringing someone out there who's not delivering.
And this is what makes you say, how can we ever see A.J. Johnson? Considering how deep they are, that position right there.
Well, A.J. Johnson's going to be the backup point guard by the end of the season, I would think. And we haven't can't see him sign. We've seen Bilali Bales play the 2 minutes. They really haven't played with a backup point guard at all. Basically letting Tyler Harvey run the show when Justin Robinson goes out.
And Russell told us earlier the Hawks have hit triple figures just twice all last season. They are well, truly on track to do it here, barring an absolute roadblock coming their way.
That was the game from Justin Robinson. 24 rebounds and 6 assists. I said, talk about way early predictions, Damon. I thought that he might lead the league in assists. Tyler Harvey tries to get to the triple digits. Here they are.
Game high 11-point lead. Tyler Harvey sinks the 3. And Mike Kelly needs to talk all about it halfway through the final term.
Well, Gary Brown just fell asleep. And Gary Brown, you can tell he is gassed. They played on Thursday night. He's coming back from an injury. He only played the 13 minutes his first game back and then 20, so he has no choice but to play a whole lot more now and starting to catch up with him.
So the snooze timeout halfway through this final term, 100-89. All kinds of offensive fireworks in this one, and we are only getting started after this. Cairns and Brisbane in Brizzy, and there to preview it for us is Derek Rucker.
Thanks, Joel, and welcome to Nissan Arena for the first installment of the Sunshine Stoush with 2 very hot teams. The Taipans coming off a great victory against Southeast Melbourne the other night. And, of course, the Bullets with a super surprising victory out in New Zealand. And tonight's game is going to be extremely exciting. Both teams want to get up and down. Stick with us. The new-look Bullets against the red-hot Cairns Taipans.
So plenty to look forward to in the Hungry Jacks NBL. That one's coming up from 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. And the Hawks now have opened up a game-high 11-point lead, and it is all falling their way.
Wins are so important. 28-game season. You know anybody on any given day can beat anybody else. Even though defense is non-existent in this game, you have got to win. It doesn't matter. You're going to look at the standings tomorrow, and the Hawks look like they're going to see a W there. That's all you got to do. Just do whatever it takes to win. And right now, they're making shots at the most crucial of times.
Young Jung Lee's been a big part of that. He's 3 of 3. He's got 9 points. Let's go courtside for more on him from Matt Russell.
Joel, that was going 0 of 2 from three-point land against Sydney. The people in Wollongong eating out of Hung Jung Lee's hand at the moment as Gary Brown can't convert but gets it back. When it comes to Hung Jung Lee, not his first time to Australia. He was in Canberra at the Centre of Excellence down there, Tarangi off the window. And Hung Jung Lee learnt to speak English while at Ginninderra College. He won't need to say, can I have a drink? The people of Wollongong will buy him drinks if he can get the Hawks over the line here.
Breaks a 12-0 run, that Tarangi 3. Thanks, Matty. I think he'll be the toast of the town if he can.
He has that relationship with Sam Froling and a couple of other players already, which is going to help his transition. Is Tarangi. He can't bank that one.
Can't hit that one either, but Cummings cleans it up and puts it back in. So
great response.
5-0 run, straight back from the Phoenix.
Said 107 was the magic number. Will Cummings, what a game from him, 24 points.
Justin Robinson going inside. Finds the answer at the other end. 22 for Robinson now. Worked his way into the game nicely and found his shot along the way. Creek likes the matchup against Harvey down low. Swings it outside. Tarangi.
Tarangi, last 3 possessions.
This Melbourne Phoenix team, the way they constructed, this current personnel is not designed to score 110 points to win. 94, they probably would have thought if they could have D'd up, probably play a little bit better D, then 94 probably would have been enough to win. But right now, they're stretched.
The last 3 years, you talk about teams that are playing in semi-final series, they hold other opposition teams anywhere between 79 to 81, 82 points. So this is not going to win you too many games if you're giving up this many points on both teams. But it is a great offensive output, and the Phoenix are just hanging around. But Justin Robinson, what a game. I do like going out on limbs, and I think a lot of it, and I know Houston Illawarra would win the championship with absolutely no bias whatsoever, but I said as a smoky MVP, if Justin Robinson finds his feet, that he will be up there. Falling like one right now, but it is just one game in a long season.
Lee with another important rebound. He's got 5 in that category to go with his 9 points. Couple of threes here in this final period. Robinson gets the screen from Ulbrich. Back to Robinson with 6 on the shot clock. Tried to take it inside, lost it. Tarangi the other way. Beautiful feed to Cummings.
26 now for Will Cummings.
Don't look now. Only down by 6, and if the Hawks going to turn the ball over and get terminal on offense,
You know, Will Cummings can score the ball. French League MVP. Euro Cup champion as well. He's done it all in the world of basketball. They almost left Robinson open at the top of the three-point line. He gets inside, he gets it to go. He'll step to the line, and he's loving his work.
Well, I think I read his lips. He said, I'm like that. He absolutely is. Been singing his praises all night long after a slow start. Might have been a couple of expletives thrown in there as well. He's feeling good about himself. Oh, he said I'm nice. He said I'm nice. He said I'm something past midnight nice. Yeah, 24, 4 and 6. What a performance. And Damon, I mean, I mentioned there's some people you just shouldn't chat to at a certain time when they're struggling. Since then,
being there woke him up. No doubt about it.
So 8-point ball game. The Hawks ahead. They've led by as many as 11 here in this final term. Gary Brown going inside. He can't get it to go, and this possession could make it really difficult for Southeast Melbourne if the Hawks can push it to double digits here. Robinson turns the corner.
What a pass.
Found Froling. There's a foul on the play.
So this is about to be the 7th assist, Justin Robinson. And again, what I love about that from the Illawarra Hawks as a team, if you remember, there was about 4 or 5 possessions ago where Robinson drove the same way and threw a turnover trying to pass to someone who's supposed to be cutting from that side of the floor. I think Sam Froling might have been off at that stage, and that's exactly how they're designed. When you get someone driving that lane of the floor, you need someone flashing from the opposite lane.
So big free throws for Froling. As we said earlier, only 52% or just under on the season last year. He's 3 or 4 so far. Can't get the seconds.
He's going to have another attempt.
Gee, that's costly.
Wani's about to check in. It better not be for the Korean sniper. It's going to be a riot over here if it is.
Guarantee you it is. I'm on that defense, but John Lee, you talk about space on the floor. Dave, I'm going to need you to just relax a bit. And 9 players play at least 10 minutes, and Dan Greeter play 8.5. Illawarra Hawks. This is all without some players playing at all.
So 106-96 with 2 minutes remaining.
Mitch Creek needs to get his shot in this possession.
Brisbane and Cairns coming up, as well as the Saturday switch. It's a big night of basketball, just getting started. Beautiful feed from Cummings, finds Tarangi, and the Phoenix aren't done yet.
For as well as Illawarra has played, it's just way too many lapses on the defensive end, and Jacob Combs is just not happy at all. You can hear him yelling instructions.
Not going to be a lot of great edits shown on the defensive end in the review of this one for either side. Froling goes himself, muscles his way to the cup, and tipped home by Swakala Bullock.
Mighty time, Damon. This is why I'm on right now in clutch time.
Great sub, Jacob.
Back to that 10-point ball game. Creek senses the urgency.
It's an offensive foul. And that's a key focus for the referees this year, is that fend off. A lot of it is normally they look for in the air. But this is one of the 4 areas they're really zoning in on in NBL24. Have another look at it here. Mitch Creek gets past that off arm, just right in the face, and is ever so slightly.
Gary went down like he got hit with a baseball bat.
Absolutely, but again, I said it wasn't focused, so you kind of see that contact.
As best you can.
It's easy for that call to happen when you are looking for it a lot more. I think a lot of it more is the one in the air, when you go up and you try and fend off with the off arm to try and avoid the block.
Right now, who's the 5 man on the floor for the Phoenix?
Well, I haven't had one all game.
Who's the tallest player on the floor right now for the Phoenix?
Mitch Creek. He has had a few possessions at the 5 tonight. And Craig Muller's played 17 minutes all at the 5 pretty much. Reece Vague to 14 minutes and Rosetto just 2. Hopefully Tyler Cook can come back next week. They're not far away from Alan Williams returning.
Froling inside. Clark has it knocked away. Time is fast ticking away from Southeast Melbourne.
There is Tyler. You kind of just see the bloodshot eye through the sunglasses, through the side of the sunglasses there.
Hey! He could probably get double-double with the one eye.
I know. If we came off of him. Are they checking it? Timeout. Timeout. Timeout.
Mike Kelly wants this challenged. He believes that that's his ball.
Review.
Have we gone away from the finger 12?
We're going with the rectangular TV now.
Away with the
Sorry, Mike. The flout, the call on the...
So 108.
So used to seeing every player do that after a call that didn't go their way. Saw Scott Ross do it as well.
108.98 with 105 remaining. My maths is correct. The last time the Hawks scored more than this in a regular season game, so it was 110 points. That was on the 4th of February 2019 against Cairns. So it's been a long time since they've been in this type of lofty territory.
Oh, look here, so he's... Well, it's a foul. So you can't add the foul. So in the end, this might be a really good challenge.
That's off Gary.
It's going to be, because it's not a foul. You can't add the foul with the coaching challenge, so it's probably going to be Phoenix ball. Oh, boy. Gary Clark didn't react.
Challenge is successful. The call will be overturned.
There you go. It's unfortunate for Illawarra, but that's pretty smart from Mike Kelly, realising that if Ruben Tarangi, I hope that might have been Ruben Tarangi saying to Mike, I got all arm. There is no possible way that that ball can be off me because I got all arm, and Mike Kelly fully understanding how that works, and you can't add the foul. Now,
That's crazy.
Well, if I'm a referee, I'm turning around to Mike and say,
That's what the coach's challenge is there for, Mike.
No, that's what the last 2 minutes is for. That is crazy. It takes you 5 seconds.
I'd probably be turning around and saying you dodged the foul there. You got all arm.
Mike Kelly not through with the process. So 10-point ball game and a minute remaining.
For a lot of people wondering why you can't call a foul there, it was put to the coaches a few years ago when the coaching challenge came in as Gary Brown stepped back.
Big rejection.
But the coaches had the opportunity to say whether they'd like that to be given a foul on the coaching challenge or not, and I think everybody came to the consensus they'd rather just focus on what the call was. But have a look at this from Sam Froling. Yeah, maybe Gary Clark got it first.
They raffled it off. This game is over. Phoenix put up a good fight.
We've seen some crazier things happen.
They put up a good fight down 8 with 50 seconds ago. You have to just about this unsportsmanlike. It's over with.
Now it is. That's just a new player not understanding the rule. Will Cummings saying, what more am I supposed to do?
He's had a good night though, Will Cummings. 28 points. His 31st birthday, 11 of 18 from the field. 3 assists in there as well. And the Hawks will step to the line. So Cummings fouled out. He had 2 early ones.
Mike Kelly just wanted to challenge that as well.
Now, did I remember Will Cummings had 2 early fouls and we got a guarantee that he wouldn't foul out?
Yep.
Am I correct in saying that, Damon
3
Lowry?
minutes and 1 second left in the first quarter.
With 45 seconds to go. I nearly had it, Joe.
Thank you very much for reminding me. I called the time as well. So Mike Kelly's saying that this shouldn't be an unsportsmanlike. And here's where I'd like players to get better with referees in this situation. We saw it the other night as well. When you know you're going to foul after a trap, you need to have that conversation when the ball before the inbound or there's a whistle to the referee saying we are going to trap and then we're going to foul, so that all you have to do is put a hand on them and then put your hand up. You don't have to hug or anything. It's all about having that communication to tell them what your intent is so that you don't do what Will Cummings does.
It's the highest regular season score for the Hawks since the 25th of November 2019. It was an overtime game against the Cairns Taipans. They won it 114-106. And this is their biggest offensive performance since then. Just hasn't been the greatest defensive performance at the other end. Gary Clark thought about the 3. Just drives his way inside, runs straight over Ben Air.
Ref's ready to get out of here.
Stay at that 10-point game as the clock winds down, and they're going to get a much-needed victory here, the Illawarra Hawks. Gary Brown lays it home.
He's fought hard as well. 20 points. Just the 1 assist, 1 of 6 from 3. It actually broke his consecutive multiple 3s made in 8 games. Gary Brown has had multiple 3 made. Going back to last season, just 1 of 6 tonight. But the man of the moment for the Illawarra Hawks, Justin Robertson. 26 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, a couple of steals. He's even got a block.
I'm just seeing why he's so valued and so excited about what he can bring to the table.
The Hawks got all the pieces. But the jigsaw puzzle is all crazy in the box. They've shaken up the box. I don't know where all the pieces. I don't know how they fit.
I'm not good at jigsaw puzzles, but it's one of those ones that's got like 2,000 pieces, Damon.
It's got a lot of pieces.
It's not a 200 piece that you can sit and just do in half an hour. You need a big dinner table and lots of people to help.
If they can sort out how to put all those pieces together, this team, I still got them in my 6, I think. But defensively, that's the only question mark. So we'll just have to see.
It's like a photo of a sunset. There's not a lot of reference points in there. Gary Brown back the other way. Froling pulls down the rebound. And they're racking up the fouls late in this ball game. They had to have this win, though, Pete. I mean, they had to have it. If they weren't going to get it now against this undermanned South East Melbourne team.
You're spot on. I mean, we've said it a couple of times. They haven't won in this venue since December last year. It was just a must-win for them.
Let's put the bench in.
Next week they'll play the Kings again.
Jacob Dacoma's just saying, let's put the bench unit in.
Well, that's what he's done already.
They'll play the Jack Jumpers down in Tassie on Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then they play Adelaide in Adelaide. So a bit of a road trip and interesting time to. This game's over. South East Melbourne going to shoot it once, and looks like we're not going to get that substitution.
So Froling misses the second. 10 points ball game. Ben Ayres back the other way.
Oh, I completely
foul on that play.
Stand corrected.
So they're giving the Illawarra crowd pretty a value for money. Justin Robinson hypes up the crowd. Davo Hickey comes into the game. Wiley Bales, AJ Johnson, Kung Jung Lee, who played a big role in really getting them going here in this final term.
He did. Every shot he made was crucial given that time. And like he said I'm the best shooter in the league. Well, they got to do a good job of finding him, being patient with the ball.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Damon, as the resident speaking for the Illawarra Hawks. You got 40 minutes at the small forward. Spread between Dan Greer, Swakala Bullock, Yong Jong Lee and Todd Blanchfield. How are you going to do it?
I'm going to need to sleep on it.
One trap.
I have no idea.
It's a very, very interesting thing for Jacob Dacomas to have to figure out. A couple of them can play potentially the shooting guard and even slide down the power forward, but
so it'll be the second time.
What are you doing?
Now a foul. Second time the Phoenix have started a season 1 and 3.
Well, for the Phoenix, right now it's just about getting everybody healthy. We talk about missing what happened to Alan Williams. They're still missing Gorjok Gak, which we haven't spoke about. He's their backup centre who I'm expecting big things from. But last year in 2022, Alan Williams missed just 1 game. Gary Brown missed 9 games. Joe Chi missed 20 games. You know, he went home. Brockhoff missed 9 games. Trey Kell missed 5 games. And all multiple games at the same time. Right now for them, and Tommy Greer's thinking, we just need to get some health.
Wiley Bales lining up free throw. Can't get it to go. South East Melbourne. Down by 7. Brown hits the long 2 to make it a 7-point game. They lost by 7 on Thursday, and it'll be a 7-point loss to the Phoenix again. And Illawarra tastes success at home for the first time in 2023. Forget this young NBL season. We're talking calendar year in the sandpit. They get their first win of the season, 113-106. That man, the Footlocker player of the game, Justin Robinson, 26, 5 and 7. He found his shot from outside. It was a big performance from him and from the Hawks, an offensive showcase, and Illawarra gets it done 113-106. More on the other side of this.
The Hungry Jacks highlights will show the Hawks winning a shootout at the Sandpit. 113-106 on the back of your Foot Locker player of the game. Justin Robinson shot the ball at 50%. The three ball was tough to land, but he had 7 assists as well. Brad Rosen talked to us about the Energizer Bunny today, Justin Robinson.
Well, he was, and we spoke about it pre-game, and we said it's got to go through that man, or the opposite 3 guys have to get 80. Well, that man did it. He was great tonight. Energy was great. I was listening to a lot of their timeouts, and he was so in this game, and that's what I love. He's talking, he's having fun. He was real good tonight.
He missed his first 10 three-point attempts this season, but he stuck at it and he found a way to contribute apart from the three ball. Did you like that aspect of his play tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know he can shoot the three. He's a career player. There's no question like that. He was fantastic tonight, but all you take from that is tick. We just needed that done for the Illawarra Hawks.
Next up, they've got Melbourne here after that loss to Sydney first up. This was a big game for them. A whole lot of hoops still to come. We've got the Sunshine Stoush later on, but after this, it's the Saturday Switch.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.
Hey guys, Mitch Walton here from the Brisbane Bulls. Today I'm here with Chris and Sam. We've got some exciting news. We've teamed up with Novotel Brisbane South Bay, our proud accommodation partner. With NBL24 coming up, Novotel is looking forward to welcoming you. Explore the ideal staycation